winked at Kevin, and the gold tooth glimmered. It did a little shine.
I remember that.
And later on, that's what Kevin McAllister notices. He notices that gold tooth, and he's like, okay, he makes that connection just in case we thought maybe he wouldn't remember the face. So he's not calling the cops because he thinks that the robber is one of them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The cops are dirty.
The cops are dirty. And that makes sense.
Yeah. And there's other, probably even more glaring reasons where the phone lines were down.
I was just thinking, I don't trust the cops. I don't know why Kevin McAllister would.
I guess.
He'd probably call, and they'd take 2-3 hours to show up. Kevin McAllister's dead.
He knew about the robbers coming into his place well before. Probably like the day before.
That's true, but if you call the cops and say, I think I'm going to be robbed at this time, and you're a kid, they're blowing you off for sure.
Maybe, but then again, it's like, well, you're a kid and you're calling. Maybe you don't have adult supervision. You could also say, I'm the kid who stole the toothbrush from earlier on in the film. I'm a criminal.
I'm turning myself in. Please come to pick me up at this time.
Yeah. There's different explanations. It hurt my heart a little bit to see that Kevin McAllister in real life didn't think about it enough.
I suppose so. So you think you thought about it more than Macaulay Culkin did? I'm
sure I've seen the movie more than he has.
I don't know about that. How many times do you think you've seen that movie?
At least 3 times a year.
That is a lot. I don't know. I like to imagine that he's at home in a mansion or something, and he has a few glasses of cognac, and he goes, yeah, I'm going to put it on again.
To himself.
And he falls, and he just puts it on, and he leans back in his chair. He sort of smiles to himself, and he enjoys it. Of course, it's a great movie.
I think he acts along with it, reads the lines a moment before they say it.
No, he just mouths along like the parts that he mouthed along in the movie, where it's like, you dirty rat, you killed my brother, or whatever the line is.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
There you got it.
I can see him kind of drunk at 2 a.m, watching his own movie going, keep the change, you filthy animal.
That makes it all better now.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Any other highlights of the Oscars, Matthew? Who won Best Picture?
Man, after the John Hurt thing, I really just fell into a Macaulay Culkin hole.
How about Best Director?
Probably Guillermo del Toro. I feel like he probably took something home.
Yeah, best adapted screenplay?
No idea.
All right.
No idea.
So, Matthew, when we got to Nouveau Système Beaubien,
yes,
we sat at our table for a few minutes, kind of waiting. The server came and said hello. I think she dropped off some water, and we were waiting to get some menus. And then we realized the menu is posted above the counter. Just look at it from your seat. You can order from here. And so she dropped by a few minutes later and took our orders. Matthew, what did you get?
I got the burger. I got a poutine and a soda.
Yeah.
Back on the soda wagon.
Yeah, Matthew, it didn't last very long, this off the soda wagon. I think when you're trying to quit something like that, you need to give yourself a little leeway. So if you have 1 soda a week, it's a little easier to quit the soda. And so then you pick your day of the week. Okay, that day I can have a soda. If you go out for pizza, that's a perfect time for a soda. You know what I'm saying?
There's so many perfect time for sodas, though.
What if you just switch it out for a club soda?
Yeah, I've started.
Yeah?
Just
is that doing it for you?
All the bubbles, none of the taste.
Yeah. Is that doing it for you?
Sickening. No, not really.
What about those San Pellegrinos with different flavors, like lemon or lime or orange?
Oh yeah, they're pretty good, but they are pricey.
They are a little more pricey, but they're low on calories.
Yeah. Well, I just need to cut it out of my life. That's the way to do it. That's what I always thought. Ever since I saw a certain film, which escapes me, where an actor lost a lot of weight
by not drinking soda,
by just not eating.
Oh,
I think
The Machinist.
No, I feel like Christian Bale probably had a better approach to losing all that weight.
Perhaps.
Jeremy Davies from the film Rescue Dawn comes back to me. He took it upon himself to lose a bunch of weight because he was going to be a prisoner of war in the movie.
Okay.
And all he did was eat apples and drink water, and for months. And he lost an unhealthy amount of weight.
I'm
like
sure.
He looked horrible. But I'm thinking that's the way to do it.
Just eat apples and drink water?
Just go all in. Like, just stop
but the
eating
thing
until
is,
your body
Matthew,
starts to eat itself.
The thing is, when you're an actor and you're preparing for a role, and you can just like live a relatively sheltered life of apples and water, you're not in that situation, Matthew. You have to go to work. You have to perform everyday life duties that an actor preparing for a role does not.
It's true. But so you're saying I shouldn't just eat apples and water for the remainder
I'm going
of
to
2018?
advise against it, yeah.
Okay. Well,
I mean, eat the apples, drink the water, but supplement it.
okay. Well, baby steps, because I still had a soda, and I'm sure I'll have a soda again next week.
Okay, Matt. As long as you make it just your one soda a week, I can get behind that. But
Okay.
it's true. Right before we went to pay, I remembered that you were trying to cut the soda. I was like, "Oh, Matthew, you're sucking down the last few sips of that one now. It's a little too late."
I didn't even finish it.
No, you were. Yeah, okay. I was sucking down the last few sips. of mine.
Yeah. What did you order?
I ordered a Bambino poutine that I had to get a little clarification on, because on the menu there was a small poutine, a poutine, an Italian poutine, or no, sorry, a Bambino poutine, and then an Italian poutine. So I was under the impression that perhaps the Bambino poutine was just a small Italian poutine. I was wrong. It was just the smallest format of poutine. So I got
Very
that.
confusing.
Right?
Yeah.
So no small Italian poutine? That's not an option? I guess not. I don't know. Got a small poutine. I'll be honest, it was a pretty good poutine. And a cheeseburger, all dressed. And a Coke.
Mm-hmm.
And a Coke.
Were you impressed by it at all?
By the burger?
Anything? The whole ensemble, everything you had in front of you.
The poutine, honestly, the gravy was the right color, which was very encouraging. The fries were right. The cheese looked great. Not as squeaky as I like.
You're a bit of a squeak snob.
A little bit, because that's how you know it's fresh. You put it in your mouth, even if it's melting, you bite into it and you feel that squeak on your teeth.
Yeah.
And that's when you know it's fresh. It was good. It was a very good poutine, but not as squeaky fresh cheese as I like.
Yeah.
Which is honestly, in this day and age, it's getting harder and harder to come by. In the big city, it's tough to get that real fresh poutine. You got to leave the city to get that real fresh cheese.
Yeah.
But it was an excellent poutine, I'll be honest.
Okay. Good. Good to know.
Matthew, this came to me the other day. I had a memory.
Oh.
There was, years ago, a man by the name of Tony Puma grabbed me and he took me aside. And he said he wanted to have a meeting with me. So a couple of days later, we organized a meeting. And I met him at a little cafe. And he sat down across from me and explained to me about how he wanted to be my mentor.
So many questions already.
Well, let's get you started. What kind of questions do you have here?
Okay, I want to know how old you were when Tony Puma abducted you.
Well,
First of all, did you know him?
No, I had no idea who he was before he offered to have a meeting with me.
So how old are you?
Maybe 22, 23.
22 years old, 23 years old, fresh face for the city. And this man named Tony Puma comes up and offers his services to you? I don't understand. So you met him at a cafe?
No. Okay,
Later
so
on.
I was working my school newspaper, and he came in and met me in my office, and then offered to meet me outside because I was busy. It was on a deadline day.
Yeah.
To meet me outside of the office. We went to a cafe nearby, and he offered to become my mentor. There was no fee involved. He was just going to be a good influence on my life or something.
I think there may have been a fee.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Matthew.
Well, how old is Tony Puma?
I would guess that Tony Puma was probably maybe in his mid to late 30s.
Being
He had a fine suit. Not a very nice suit, but a fine suit.
Yeah.
And a briefcase. Short hair and a tan.
Okay.
And his name was Tony Puma.
I don't even know if that could be his real name. But
I know, right?
did you ever see like credentials?
He may have had a business card, but that's not legally binding
No.
in any way. Yeah.
No, I mean,
I could get a business card made with whatever I want.
it's true. At the age of 32, being in your mid-30s doesn't seem as old as I would have thought back in my early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But there should have been some alarms going off with you being in your early 20s and having a 35-year-old man offer his services to you.
So, yeah, we had a meeting, we had coffee, and he explained to me about how he is part of a group of mentors. He has a mentor, and he mentors others, and his mentor has a mentor. It's this, like, it would seem like it was a pyramid of mentors.
Okay.
And that they help each other through life and business.
Yeah.
By presenting each other with advice and opportunities.
Yeah.
It seems sort of, I guess, not unlike the stonemasons that I considered joining league with.
I was wondering if that was one of them.
If he was perhaps a stonemason. He may have been a stonemason, but didn't reveal that detail to me.
Okay.
I didn't notice a ring in particular. This is some time ago. And I was not given the handshake, but of course not, because I was not in yet.
Okay.
So part of Tony Puma's pitch to me seemed, well, the whole thing seemed kind of strange, but he was saying how he would mentor me and help me along in my career and in business. I was working at a newspaper at this point, so I figured, well, you're not really going to help me through a newspaper business, because he was doing more like investing and like real estate and that sort of thing. And I was thinking, well, that's really doesn't apply to me right now.
Yeah.
And also, what are you getting out of this?
Yeah.
Other than maybe he is mentored, so he has to mentor. Well, that's like the pay it forward type of system that they have. Mm-hmm. But I ultimately turned down Tony Puma's perhaps helping hand, because I did not know what he would be getting out of me, and it seemed inconceivable that he would benefit from me.
Huh.
And I felt like I'd owe Tony Puma something down the line.
So you just mistrusted this Tony Puma.
It was,
or you thought maybe you didn't have.
I didn't have what the Puma was looking for.
Yeah, you couldn't offer him anything, and who could love you?
Perhaps. Maybe that's it.
Situations.
I was just thinking, like, I've got nothing to offer you, Mr. Puma. And so, what do you think you're getting into? Because this is going to be a huge waste of your time and energy if you're planning on making something out of me.
I wish I could have been just a fly on the wall for that meeting. Have you heard anything about Tony Puma since? Has he gone on to mentor or dismember anybody?
Not that I know of. Again, I doubt Tony Puma is a real name. And I had seen him around again several other times.
Okay.
But it was always like he was walking around the university, maybe looking for other impressionable young men to mentor. But
stalking his prey.
I'm not entirely sure, and I just simply don't understand. Because it's not like, I feel like he didn't know anything about me before he met me. So is he just taking a stab at mentoring people? You know what I mean? I feel like you should meet someone and be like, oh, you're someone in a field that I could help. Let's get together and we could maybe discuss that further. But he was just like, hey, you're in charge of this newspaper? Okay, I can mentor you.
Yeah.
It seemed like a weird stab in the dark.
I mean, it's how when you choose somebody to mentor, Sebastian, you seem to go for people who look similar to you.
That's true. That's
like,
true.
I'll mentor a smaller version of myself.
Back in high school, there was a kid who looked very much like just a smaller me. He was my mini me. I'd taunt and harass him. Mm-hmm. And at some point, I offered to mentor him. And
after
how
you
to
had
be
broken
more,
his spirit.
Yeah, exactly. Break him down so I could build him back up again.
Yeah.
Build him back up in my image.
Yes.
He also declined. Mm-hmm. Basically, the lesson here is when someone offers to mentor you, be very suspicious.
Yeah.
Because what are their motivations? I was just trying to create a mini me. Not excellent motivation.
Probably not very beneficial for him.
No, certainly not.
I don't know what that would have gotten him in life.
Oh, he would do some of my bidding.
Yeah.
Fetch me things.
Yeah. I feel like I think I remember a moment in time where you chased him down
and caught him.
You caught him.
Yeah.
Like it was much more violent than yours and Tony Puma's relationship. Well, I'd be curious to see what he's up to now, and I wonder what your life could have been like if you had accepted his hand.
It's true. Maybe I should find Tony Puma on Facebook or something. See if he's still up to mentoring me.